Hi everyone. Wanted to share a journal which I challenged myself. I'm an administrator at Junk Journal Junkies #1. Okay, and there's a female in our group, and I wanted to challenge myself and do a men's journal. Usually I do just prayer journals for women, and so here it is. Let's get into it. Usually I do this with lace and ribbon and for women. So I was a little stuck here because I'm like, okay, what am I going to do here? And I went to Joann's. This trim was on sale and got a piece of it for $1. And I was like, this is great because it coordinates with all the other colors in here. Usually I do ribbon or flowers or to close the journal. So I had to think, put the journal down and start thinking what what am I going to do to make this male like or whatever. And so I decided that I was going to put an elastic. I found this within my stash and I thought this is great because it's kind of coordinates with all the colors in there. So I said, okay, so now, I usually use flowers or, pretty buttons and stuff for women. And I said, what am I going to use for a guy? So I went into my button stash and I found this button and I was staring at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks like a piece of gold. So the middle was kind of empty and it looked plain, so I decided, well, let's put a jewel in there, but let's make it a man jewel, which again, I found an orange one and it kind of goes with all the orange in it. Great. So I also made it like really loose just in case they want to add anything to the book. So as we go in here, there's a few cards, journaling cards. Of course you have to stick the guitar in there, and you know what, right in front of you, this is kind of loose and I forgot to glue it, so we'll glue it right now. Here we go. Oh boy, silly me, huh? But if an artist doesn't work in front of the camera, right? Joking. Okay, there we go. I hate these gun webs, but I love my glue gun. It does not trip. Okay, so as we go in here, of course this is a Western theme, which my older son gave me the idea because I was like, gee, I don't know what theme should I use for this man's journal. He's like, well, he started naming a couple of ones and he said Western. I was like, wow, I love that. So here it is. And so here it's like a library tuck that I created. Put little ticket there. In the Western world they like to go to all kinds of horse competitions and whatnot. Anyway, I made a little journaling, and then I did another one in here, and it kind of goes in with the sheriff star, but it kind of has that erase tape in there, that 3D tape, so it prevents it from going all the way in. So I thought that was really cool. And here is another tuck. This you open up, like in a twist, open, and there's journaling cards in there too. Close it. I don't know if you can tell, but those are supposed to be horns. So anyway, so now we go to the next page. I did a little journaling book. Again, this has 3D in it, raised up, so when it goes in, it stops it so it won't hide the hat. And then of course inside it's just a little journaling book, with the tag in the back. You know, sometimes we need to color when we have those stressful days. I know I like to. Okay, so again, see how it stops it from going like all the way in. I mean, all the way inside the tuck. Okay, flip it. More journaling cards in space. This one I just slid 2 in there. Cowboys like maps, so I did that one there. This is another journaling. I found these. I have them for my grocery lists. And I saw a horse, and it was kind of, it had colors in it, like really bright colors. And so what I did was I sprayed coffee dyed it. And it kind of went with everything else. See how it's, I don't know, I just work as I go, and I find it kind of worked all out because all the colors just combine everything. Okay, Saloon did a little snake. I don't like snakes, but I put it there because it's a Western. Again, I had it to contain myself from over embellishing the book, because that person should have like space to put their stuff. Here's another tuck, and I put a couple of plain tags in there because it's for a man. Can you see it? Okay, great. So I'm in right in the middle. And again here, and then this, I went to the Goodwill, and that's where I purchased my books. By the way, I get them like 20 cents a pound, so that's good, because you know, you don't want to go off and pay $15-20 for a book to alter it. So you want to go somewhere where you can get them, you know, for less. So here again, Cowboys love maps, so I took this one from a huge map and book, and I coffee dyed it, coffee sprayed it, and then I put some twine around it, glued it, and it serves for a journaling space too. Next page. Here I put tags, little hands, and I put a little leaf with a horseshoe and a gem in the middle to hold it. I always like to talk about my oops and how I cover them. This was definitely a whoops, and what happened was I was trying to manipulate the book to open it, and of course I tear the middle. So this is where I love work. I don't use a lot of washi, but I have a large, well, semi-large collection, and I just love the colors, and I just like washi. I don't use it at often, but I found a good use for me, which is to cover my oops between the spine of the book. So in that look, it went good with the rest of it, with the greens and whatnot. So they won't know unless they watch this video. Okay, this one I came and of course, again, in the Western, they use ropes to tie things and carry things and get the cattle and all of that stuff. So I decided to put some rope here. Again, this was covering an oops. I was trying to turn this journaling spot into like a frame type of thing, you know, like a big huge painting or something, and I messed up. These two parts did not meet, like here, if you can see it. So what I did was I just wind up rope and I pasted there, and you can never know. Here I thought this was really cute. You lift this tag up and you see a spider in there. I tucked in a spider. I did this myself. I used acetate that had words in it, and then first I had the spider here, and then I took her off because it didn't look right. So I decided to put it in there. You know, in Texas and all them places, they have all kinds of crawling insects. I don't like them. I'm glad that I live up here in the north. But anyway, and I put a little ladybug there, and so when it goes in, you don't see it. When you come out, you see the spider hiding behind there. Here, another journaling spot, and this is a tuck, so I didn't put nothing in there. They can put something in it themselves, but I might just do a little stitch going across there, because sometimes I like to draw on them and add stuff with my markers. Here is another, I was going to put a journaling sheet there, but I left it plain. I got to finish this up. I'm going to try to make it look like wood grain here, but I put like those pieces, you know, to look like, you know, they, like this. Like they just decided to hammer pieces of wood. I don't know if that helps. You get the idea, okay? And then I took this one. This is a page. Again, I made a belly band, and I put rope on it. Here in this one, I found this in my stash. I was like, wow, that looks cool. It's water, you know? Women touch flower, get it? So I put a little frog in there, not to look so girly. And then I put a cattle up there. I think that's a bull. And then a pocket here, C for cowboy. I tried to distress it a little bit. And then I put a tag and a little handkerchief. And then behind it, it's another journaling spot. Then we come here. I tried to leave this plain, so the person can put their personal touch into it. I did put another 2 more sheets that are coffee stained into here. Again, I left this one plain, but I did put a little memo card here. There's only 2 sections that I have that you can pull out, and I have these. I'll do the other one instead. I made 2 journaling cards again, left the back. They want to put a picture or whatever they want to do with it. So I did those 2, and I tried to stay within the natural colors, earth colors theme. Then here put a little oatmeal fruit cookies in there. Another journaling page, stuck it up there. Decided to do something different by putting a tuck there. Here they can journal in here. This is the last page. I just put one sheet in here, back. They can decorate it or do whatever they want. Try to control myself from adding too much of my touch into it. Again, boots and hats and everything else, and then the back and my logo, Soaring Creations. And then flip it back, Velcro it in there. Like I said, I gave it it has enough gap that if they want to add anything else, you know, it stretches to meet the whatever people pull in it. Okay, so this is the book. This was a challenge for myself because, like I said, I usually normally do women's journal books, so I decided to see if I could do a man's journal. Of course, I had added another book, and I'm gonna try to do another man's journal, but later on. So here's my challenge. Again, I am an administrator to Junk Journals Junkies #1, and Sherry Cox is the creator. So come on by and check all the ladies out and all the journals and good stuff that happen there. And I am the creator and administrator. Lorna is one of the administrators here at Women of the Lord Prayer. It's an encouraging, uplifting, sharing women's group. So come over and check us out. If you need any prayers, if you need encouragement, if you want to post any testimonies on how God has answered your prayers, come over, hang out, get to know beautiful women in this group. So both group, if you want to give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, it's okay, no big deal. You know, if you have any tips or, you know, whatever, just, you know, talk to me. All right, so anyway, here it is, and subscribe if you like. Thank you. Bye bye.